Hey Crossroads family, if you are a young adult, then this event is for you. We're taking it old school. We're going bowling. Join us September 30th at Holiday Lanes Bowling Center from 7 to 9 for a night full of fun, food, and great fellowship. Hope to see you there. Register online at crossroads.church.
Hey Crossroads family, it is Pastor Mel here, and we are coming to you because it is that time of year. We are planning our 2022 Fall Festival, and we need your help. Go to crossroads.church/events to find all the ways that you can get plugged in and help with this event. Another thing that you can help us with our Fall Festival is candy. We need all kinds of candy, all the good candy. You can either go out and buy and bring candy and donate it and drop it off here at the Welcome Center or Southeast Lobby, or you can go to crossroads.church/give and give monetarily, and we'll go buy the candy. Whatever works best for you, we need you to help make this the best fall festival yet.
Hey Crossroads family, we love discipleship here at Crossroads Church. We love our groups and we love our classes. In fact, we love them so much that we want you to find a class to get plugged in. So I'm excited to let you know that starting September the 25th through October 9th, we are going to have special themed breakfasts happening here in our Welcome Center. Breakfast will be served starting at 8:30 a.m. and it'll be buffet style until 9:15 a.m. So classes, we encourage you to meet a little early. Come into the Welcome Center, sit down and enjoy a nice breakfast as a class. Or you can come in anytime between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, sit down, enjoy breakfast, and then find a class to get plugged into. Or if you're running late that Sunday morning, grab your breakfast, take it to a class, and get plugged in. We want you to get plugged into a discipleship class. So we want to invite you to come out and enjoy a delicious breakfast starting September the 25th and going through October 9th.
The easiest way to know what's going on at Crossroads Church is to download the Church Center app. It's available for free on your app store. Once you have it installed, all you need to do is search Crossroads OKC.
If you are a believer in Jesus Christ and want information on water baptism, you can go to our website and look up events at crossroads.church. If you are a believer in Jesus Christ and want information on water baptism, you can go to our website and look up events at crossroads.church.
Here at Crossroads, we are all about family, and we understand the importance of dedicating your child to Christ. If you have not had the chance to do so yet, we would love for you to do that here at Crossroads. To find our next baby dedication, go to crossroads.church/events or look in your Church Center app today.
Hey Crossroads family, it's Pastor Mark here. Tonight we are coming you via social media and online because currently I am in our main auditorium starting the work of getting our set and stage ready for our incredible Christmas production, It's a Wonderful Life. But I wanted to be able to finish out the teaching on crucial conversations, and the only way to do it, the only way for me to be in two places at once is for me to come to you online tonight for Family Fuel. So I want to give this teaching. Hopefully it won't be too long, and hopefully it'll be beneficial to you as we finish out crucial conversations. We've been on Wednesday nights in Family Fuel, been talking about having crucial conversations, those difficult conversations where stakes are high and emotions often are high as well. In our life, if you and I would admit it and be honest with ourselves, our lives are filled with crucial conversations. Whether it's having a conversation with a boss or a loved one or a friend or anybody, we have crucial conversations all throughout our lives. And unfortunately, many of us, we don't know how to have crucial conversations. Many of us get into that fight or flight situation to where we don't do a very good job with our crucial conversations. We talked in the first week about identifying crucial conversations, identifying when we're having them, when we are about to have them, or when we need to have them. We talked in the second week about making preparations. What do we need to do to prepare ourselves to have crucial conversations? And then last week we talked about what do we need to do in the moment? What do we need to do when we are in the middle of that crucial conversation and tensions and emotions are running high? Well, this week I want to finish out crucial conversations with the thought of following through. How do we follow through with crucial conversations? You see, this is where things get tricky because we go through the work of identifying our crucial conversations or when we need to have them, and we go through the work of preparing for crucial conversations, and then we go through the anxiety, we go through the emotions, all of the baggage, everything that goes along with having a crucial conversation. We live through the moment. We speak the words. And then we kind of have this moment where we think to ourselves, oh, I'm glad that's done. I'm glad that's over with. I don't have to worry about that crucial conversation anymore. The work is finished. Communication has occurred. We feel that emotional release and that catharsis of getting whatever it is that's been weighing on our chest. We get it off of our chest. Well, George Bernard Shaw famously said that the single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has happened. Oftentimes we feel the emotional release and catharsis of this big conversation, and we feel that the work is done when in actuality there's more work to be done. There's more that needs to happen. There's follow-up. So I want to talk to you tonight and give you some tips on follow-up. John chapter 15 verses 16 says this, "You did not choose me, but I chose you, and I appointed you that you would go and bear fruit, and that your fruit would remain, so that whatever you ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you." Now this passage is obviously on a surface level, and the strictest interpretation of it, the most straightforward interpretation, is talking about us remaining in Jesus Christ. It's about us seeing the fruit remains in our lives, that our salvation remains intact. And there's the fruit of the Spirit bearing witness to our salvation in our lives. But I think this verse also gives applications to many, many, many facets of our lives, ensuring that when we begin a work, we see that the fruit remains. In fact, Jesus says elsewhere that anyone who wants to follow after him must count the cost to ensure that they have what it takes to complete the work. So I think you and I need to be people who are men and women of our word, that we follow through, that we complete the tasks that are given to us, and this includes crucial conversations. When you and I go through all the hard work, it would seem to be such a waste to go through all of this hard work only to not follow through, only for there to be some kind of miscommunication that happens between you and that other person you are having the crucial conversation with. So we have to follow through. Follow through must become a part of the disciplines of crucial conversation. Any crucial conversation that we have to be about setting up those guardrails that ensure that everything that takes place in the conversation comes to fruition. So I want to give you some tips tonight about following through in your crucial conversations. The first tip I want to give you tonight on following through with crucial conversations is schedule it. See, oftentimes when you have a crucial conversation, whoever it is with, you're going to be talking about projects, you're going to be talking about tasks, you're going to be talking about expectations and things that need to get done. Now please understand this, that the definition of excellence is meeting stated expectations. So it is cruel to hold somebody to expectations that are not communicated. And I see this all the time in relationships. I see this in marriages. The wife carries in expectations of her husband but does not communicate what those expectations are. The husband carries in expectations of his wife and does not communicate what those expectations are. And then when expectations that are not communicated are not met, it creates tension. So the important thing is to communicate what the expectations are from this conversation and ask yourself the question, who is going to do what by when? And it's good to even take out a notepad in the middle of your crucial conversation and write down who is going to do what by when. How often have we had a crucial conversation with somebody else, a coworker, family member, or friend, or whoever, and we're discussing needs that need to be met. This needs to happen. This task needs to be completed. And the person that you're discussing with says, yes, I agree 100%. It needs to be taken care of. And you both agree and you feel good and you walk away from the conversation and you're thinking, oh, I'm so glad they understand that this needs to be done. I'm so glad that they're going to do it. And the other person walks away thinking, oh, I'm so glad that they voiced that this needs to be done. I'm so glad that they're going to do it. And each person thinks the other person is going to complete the task that both agree need to be completed. Who does what by when? The second tip I want to relay to you tonight is set natural on-ramps and off-ramps. Natural on-ramps and off-ramps. You know, it's a joke that, we're launching a new nursery here at Crossroads. And it's, often a joke that working in the nursery can sometimes be a life sentence. Somebody comes and says, oh, I just need someone to work in the nursery just for a few weeks, just temporarily until we can find somebody else. And you say, yes, I'll do it. And then 30 years later, there you are still. That's because there was no natural on-ramps and off-ramps set up. Anytime you're talking about task completion, anytime you're talking about entering into something new, anytime you're talking a crucial conversation, you need to discuss natural on-ramps and off-ramps and discuss them early on. If you're going to enter into a business relationship or whatever it is, partner with somebody for something, you need to say, okay, in 3 months we're going to evaluate this. In 3 months we're going to terminate this unless we feel good about it and decide to keep going. That is a natural off-ramp. That way, if you get into something and you start into a task, coming out of this crucial conversation, it helps to avoid a future crucial conversation. You can say, oh, wasn't that a great and amazing 3 months? We'll never do it again, but wasn't that a great project we worked on together that one time? And then you can naturally slide down the off-ramp with no feelings hurt because that's what was communicated at the very beginning. So natural on-ramps and off-ramps to help you navigate who's going to do what by when after the crucial conversation. Set natural on-ramps and off-ramps, and it's okay to put a specific time period on them. A third tip, step and assess. Step and assess. This means coming out of a crucial conversation, there are naturally going to be changes, or at least we hope there are going to be changes to the current dynamic. That's the reason for a crucial conversation, because at least one person in the crucial conversation is hoping for some kind of a change. Well, the natural dynamics that we enter into, you need to step and assess, because it's just like a pair of shoes. You got to put them on, and you got to walk around in them a little bit to see if you can adjust to them or if they can adjust to you. And that's what you need to do. Step and assess. Don't get so eager. Once you have the catharsis of that exchange, the catharsis of the ideas and the changes that are going to be made, don't be so eager to jump headlong into those changes. You need to stop and take a step and assess. Step and assess. It's like when Paul brought the gospel of grace to the Bereans, they said, this sounds really, really good, but we need to stop. We need to step and assess to ensure what you're teaching us lines up with what we are seeing through the prophets and through the law. And Paul commended them on this. Step and assess. The idea is, we get so eager to run down the road as fast as we can. Sometimes we run so fast, we stumble upon a rock and we miss it because we're not looking at the potential dangers ahead. And sometimes you don't see the rocks, you don't see the potholes until you actually get up on them. That's what stepping and assessing allows you to do in any new venture. It allows you to take a step and assess and look for new obstacles that you did not know were there previously. Step and assess. And using on and off ramps will help you to achieve this, because every off ramp is a natural assessment point. We're going to off ramp this at 3 months. And how we do that is we're going to assess. And if things look good, then we're going to keep going. If we assess and it's bad, then it's a natural off-ramp built in. On-ramps, off-ramps, and stepping and assessing work naturally together. Then finally, the fourth tip I want to give you tonight is to seek clarity. Seek clarity. I want to remind you that clarity is kindness. Clarity is kindness. So often we don't want to be clear on our message, and we want to beat around the bush and use vague illustrations without speaking directly to somebody because we are afraid of hurting their feelings. We want to spare their feelings. But what often happens is these vague illustrations and beating around the bush and not speaking directly to a person and not clarifying leaves them confused. And confusion is not kindness. Clarity is kindness. If there are things that you need to communicate to a loved one, you owe it to them to communicate those things as clearly as possible so that they can understand it. Please remember that communication doesn't happen just by sending it. Communication occurs when a message is sent and it is properly received on the other end. That's communication. And we want to communicate to people. We want to communicate with people as opposed to just dumping information or dumping feelings upon them. And that's what follow through helps us to do, to ensure that we are speaking with clarity and that the other person we are speaking to is understanding with clarity the messages that we are speaking, and vice versa. It is good to recap decisions. If you're in the conversation and you're talking about a lot of things, it's good to periodically stop and use this phrase. Say to the person, okay, what I hear you say is this, or what I understand from the conversation is this, and then recap what you think that person is speaking to you. Or if you're speaking a lot of information to somebody, it's good to stop and say, are you understanding everything that I'm saying? Can you maybe recap? What do you think I'm saying? What is your understanding of this conversation? And it helps them and gives them an opportunity to reciprocate the information that was given to them. And then you can talk through that and make sure that you both achieve clarity and understanding. It's okay to circle back. If there's a little bit of confusion or if clarity is difficult to achieve, to stop and say, hey, we're going to put a pin in this. We're going to circle back to this and maybe a week, or maybe 2 weeks, or maybe a month, and we're going to circle back and we're going to discuss this. That once again plays into setting natural on-ramps and off-ramps and assessing. I'm a little confused by what we discussed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle back with that person in a week or so. We've set a natural on-ramp and off-ramp to circling back, and we're going to assess the communication that we had and seek further clarity. Clarity is kindness. If you look everywhere that Jesus communicated, he communicated with clarity. Whether he was communicating with the Pharisees, whether he was communicating with the woman at the well, or the woman caught in adultery, or his disciples, everywhere he communicated with clarity. He communicated the truth of the gospel, and he communicated the grace of the gospel equally, and he did it with clarity. So tonight, I want to conclude with this. We always give some kind of homework at the end of the night. I want to conclude with this homework. Employ the skills that we have discussed over the last 4 weeks in the crucial conversations in your own life. We can't avoid crucial conversations as long as we're living, as long as there are other people around us. We're going to have crucial conversations. There are going to be disagreements. There are going to be issues that need to be resolved. And we're going to have these crucial conversations. So the key is to give us the skill set to be able to have them and have them in a life-giving way. And to be able to do it that is both honoring to the other person that you're in the conversation with and honoring to God. And as we do this, as we walk this path, then the Holy Spirit will help us and will lead us to more positive and life-giving crucial conversations. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. God bless you and have a wonderful week.